With only 24 more days left until our deadline to complete the van is here, I'm starting to feel the pressure and the walls are starting to cave in. Today we're working on the kitchen cabinets and the windowsills, hopefully trying to make as much progress as possible and to see if we can actually finish this van by our deadline. This is where we're currently at in the van. We have the face frames on, it's painted, just first coat. We need to do more obviously. The microwave's in, we have the passenger side upper cabinets in, we need to do the face frames here. All of the pocket hole screws on the shiplap are filled in, it just needs to maybe get one more coat and then sanded down to paint. And we made some more progress on the plumbing. The electrical wall is all configured, the wires are ready to go. We have the shower pan in, and then up here we have all the cabinetry in, and we just need to paint a coat. So we have the measurements for the kitchen cabinet and everything mapped out. It's time to get started and make some freaking progress. That's better. Now that the garage is clean, we can finally get to work. What you got going on?
I just took the painter's tape off our window cover cutouts, not cover, because we polyed the one side since it's going to be up against the window so that hopefully the wood wouldn't get any type of damage from being condensated on.
Condensated on.
Is that not correct? Condensed?
Condensated on. No, I think that's fine. But to prevent condensation from getting on it, condensated on. Let us know.
Whatever. Anyway, they should be waterproof, or more waterproof than they were prior.
Water resistant.
Always a critic.
So it's going to be pretty loud because we have the velvet going on full blast since it's so humid and hot right now. But something we're going to have to deal with today. We got the passenger side of the van done. The driver's side, we polyed the wrong side of one of the pieces and we have a little brown spot on one, so we need to just touch that up before we install it. And then we'll be putting the finishing trim around it to like kind of make the frame of the window frame very nice and elegant and beautiful. So that's installed. Now I gotta get started on these dang kitchen cabinets. We haven't done much filming today. It's been a pretty eventful day, but Taylor's parents are over here and they're helping out with some tinkering on this sliding door right now.
Right here? No, right there for now.
I cut a piece of shiplap a little too short, so above the sliding door, so Frank is trying to make that perfect, build like a box around it. It's a pretty technical cut. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Right on, but I don't want to talk too much. Come on, sometime today. I'm the one with the bad knees.
All right, good content. Keep that going.
Shut up, your face.
That looks good.
This isn't the piece, I'm just using this as a template. Ready? This goes like this, we'll say, right? Like that. This piece with the cut end, right, will go like this. You can put it inside, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now when that piece is in there, in that fashion, it goes right like this. So then we get the next piece, and it's cut the opposite way. We put that in here like this.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that looks good. That looks good.
And then wherever this breaks, we put a piece in here just to fill it, and it's flush with this. I made it like that, so the wood can go up underneath it, like right against it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks great. Nice work.
It's getting there.
Well, it's currently 6:30. We're cracking up the day. Very early. Cracking up the day? I don't even know what that means. But it's going to be a really hot one, so I'm trying to get started early. Bring the stuff into the garage, I'll close the door, start cutting. Typically I don't start until 8 a.m. because it creates a lot of noise, but if I leave the garage door closed, then maybe I'll be able to cut without disturbing anyone. It's the one bad thing about being in like a neighborhood and being close to your neighbors. I got myself a really big problem here. The measurements that we have laid out here are going to create a problem because we're running into the wheel well. And I've already built the cabinet not accounting for the wheel well. And I think if I trim off that back leg, I will still need to run into the floor of the cabinet. So this is a major issue. And we'll see. I'm going to chop the bottom off a little bit, about 4 inches, and then we'll see how much we need to take off of the floor of the cabinet, but this is really bad. I think what I concluded after building, or 1.5 vans I guess you would say, is that every action you take has a consequence. So you kind of have like the debate on analysis paralysis, or just get started and then, you know, proceed as you go along. I'm somewhere in the middle, I guess, because I spend a lot of time analyzing, but not enough where I think of every single scenario, like that one. Moment of truth. I think if we go 1 more inch, we'll be all right. Thank God. Not gonna lie, I almost just freaked out. Thought I had another consequence. The coils on the back of the fridge are very close to the furring strips, so I thought I would have to move this furring strip a bit so it wouldn't interfere. I'm actually just gonna route the edge to take some away to create more space between that and the coil. So I thought the support beam part of the kitchen cabinet was gonna run into the coils, but it's just high enough. Thank God. I got super lucky with that because it's already screwed in and nailed and glued, and it would have been a real bummer to try and take that apart. I basically would have been starting over. So I'm so grateful that it all fits right now. I'm going to take this out, put the router on the furring strip, and then also work on the last right side of the cabinet to the right of the sink. Those are going to be drawers, and then I got to work on the left galley side. So we're getting there. I found another consequence, believe it or not. So we put the shiplap up, but we didn't account for exactly where the countertop is going to start. So now our shiplap runs past over our countertop, which isn't good because we're going to be switching that up with backsplash. So now I need to take the multi-tool and saw it off somehow. So I think there's construction adhesive on it as well, so I'll have to pry it out. It's not going to be fun. Okay, it's about 8:30 at night right now, and Taylor decided to go start painting because the baby is asleep. And there's a beautiful rainbow right now, right over the van. It's really nice. I don't think the camera is really doing it justice, but that's pretty cool. But Taylor is painting the inside cabinets, shiplap, and everything is coming together. Hopefully tomorrow our kitchen cabinet will be completed. Not with the drawers and everything, but at least the framing, the main bulk of it. She's still out here. How are we doing in here?
Good, we're almost done. I can't really see.
You can't see?
Well, it's difficult.
Too dark?
Yeah, I've been like shining a flashlight. Like, I'm getting runs
Oh,
up here.
thank God for that flashlight.
You should probably paint not at 9 o'clock at night, but when you got a newborn, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
People probably think I'm in here like doing weird shit. Like, every now and then I'm like,
Looks good.
inside of the cabinets are officially done. We're taking off the tape.
Looks great.
Let's hope it looks this good in the morning with natural light.
Ample lighting. What time is it? 9:30.
9:30.
9:28. It's officially time for bed.
Yes. I'll shower first, please. Little Wyatt has only been taking cat naps today, but Daddy-O has been making a lot of work on the kitchen cabinet.
Almost there.
It's looking great. I mean, mean, look at those plumbing holes.
We have lines for the pecs to go through. This will be our sink cabinet. I have the drain lines coming in tomorrow, I think, or maybe 2 days from now. So hopefully, once that comes in, I can drill the pilot hole into the floor, get that all sorted, and then we can finally install this thing. I can't install this until the plumbing fixtures, or the holes in the floor, are done.
My plan was to paint today, so maybe a little later when Kevin goes inside, I can come outside and get a little more paint done on the van. But she's looking pretty good.
Little man does not want to sleep. But before we end this vlog, I want to talk about the construction of these cabinets. Now these are made out of 1/2-inch plywood for 80–90% of it. I do have 3/4-inch poplar furring strips that are acting as beams to give it some more structural integrity in terms of strength. But it's a mix of regular screws, pocket holes, nails, and wood glues. And the reason why we want to go with 1/2 inch instead of 3/4 is because weight savings. We're trying to take this van down to Baja on the beach with our 4-wheel drive, and the lighter it is, the better it will perform. And we also use the technique of routing, so we can lay the plywood inside the wood with that wood glue adhesive to make it a really strong bond and just give it additional strength, so we're not relying just on pocket hole screws or regular screws like we did in my last van. So we have one more side left, just this right side that's going to go right across the sliding door, and it's going to be on a bit of an angle, so it's a bit tricky and I didn't have time to finish it right. So that'll be in an upcoming episode. But let me know what your thoughts are on the 1/2-inch cabinets. We're just trying to make this van super light so we can have more fun. Right, bud? Alright, it's time to go. Adios, amigos.